Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. We've got Spencer leading out with a Polluted Delta. He is running SnOko, 5 color. It is a absolute menace for many decks. You've got life gain from Euro and Oko, which can make some strategies really regret their initial game plan, but CJ not necessarily going to be one of them. Those slower life gain aspects aren't going to be much of a threat when you're talking about a turn 1 win potentially. We have Dark Ritual and Lion's Eye Diamond, which can really only mean one thing, that we are going for it. And Echo the Aeons with a bunch of mana floating. Does Spencer have the ability to stop this? He does not. So CJ getting a fresh 7. Spencer not opting to use his fetch land. It's a pretty minimal decision. I think it's probably better to not use it. The fetching could put you in a situation where you can't force of will a non-lethal tendrils, or can't force of will to keep yourself alive, for example. Getting that extra land out, not super relevant, but we've got a Brainstorm, which is a good sign for Spencer potentially. But CJ just doesn't have everything he needs immediately. Brainstorm is going to be necessary to help, but continuing to play spells, not a good look. And Rite of Flame, I think that's the new Rite of Flame. And Burning Wish, that hits a Force of Will. So this other 7 might be preferable for Spencer than his first. Burning Wish would have been lethal, but it does get stopped by Spencer's Force of Will, and we are back to this being anybody's game. CJ's used a lot of resources. He does have a graveyard that can be of use in upcoming turns. Ponder. And the task is clear here for Spencer. He's going to need to set some type of clock and then just hold down the fort before CJ can rebuild. SnOko's not really going to be able to combo out. You're going to take incremental advantage, maybe win with an elk, maybe make some more elks, keep them turning sideways, and just be careful to not get blown out. There's the Oko. And that is enough. Like, Oko on his own can definitely make enough elks, do enough damage. Spencer just needs to hold the fort down, not let any lethal spells resolve. Mercifully for him, that Burning Wish was a counterable spell instead of being like an Empty the Warrens or Tendrils of Agony. Very often, TES or Ant or any of the Storm variants, they're going to need to play spells that actually can be countered, which is often a total blowout when they have the Storm spell in hand. They can throw out other cards as bait. You end up adding to the Storm count, and then they just get you with an uncounterable card later anyways. Chrome Mox. It is elk time, this food. Upgrading to an elk and turning sideways. I believe. No? We've got some gesticulation going on here with the hands. Keeping... Oh, interesting. Did you just attempt to elk the Mox to get denied by Veil of Summer? That may be the case. Yeah, I think Veil of Summer just protected CJ's Mox, and Ice Fang Kotal coming in during the end step Echo of Eons. Lion's Eye Diamond. Can enable that, but CJ not looking to make that happen. I did not actually catch how that card got discarded. Oh, he already sacked the LED. That was one fluid motion. Ice Fang. Well, it does look like we've got a Echo the Eons in the graveyard, which is about to get flashback off of the dual lands. Force of Negation, and now a Veil of Summer. Protects it. So CJ's got the shields up for the rest of the turn. I didn't actually follow how it got into the graveyard. But the shields are up for CJ. He's going to get 7 fresh cards. No mana to work with right now. This could go any number of ways. CJ's getting prepared, though. Hoping for the best. Oh, and apparently he cracked the LED this turn. Maybe that was all one turn and I just didn't quite follow it. I guess the Ice Fang... No, I don't have a solution. We've got a Polluted Delta being sacrificed. Volcanic Island being used for Brainstorm. And Spencer, best not try and counter anything here. Veil of Summer still protecting everything. But he's got to pass. And now we've got an Elk showing up. Ponder in the second main. We've got some incredible prizes that have been donated. So clear off your calendar for your Wednesday nights. We are playing for incredible prizes. Now, they're random door prizes, so we do store credit based off of your finish. So you want to go X and 1 or better to get store credit. But the big prizes are actually given away at random. We've got Gaia's Cradle. We've got dual lands. It is absolutely incredible how much value is on the table for these first 12 events. Hundreds of dollars in expected value. It's just incredibly generous. Cannot really overstate the impact that fees donations has had on helping build this community. We have players playing from England, Australia. We had a player from Sweden last night. Just really incredible to see legacy players from all over the world coming together to play via Discord in such crazy times. Defense Grid for CJ. Merits a Force of Negation as he gets his Storm Trackers out here. Veil of Summer. A brutal follow-through. So he's going to get the Defense Grid and the protection from Veil of Summer this turn. Dark Ritual. Into another Dark Ritual. Ugh, this is getting dark. We're going to see Ad Nauseam, Past in Flames. What do we have here? There's an Ad Nauseam. Now his life total has been hit a little bit. Technically that Ad Nauseam is going to be on the stack, not in the graveyard. Wishclaw Talisman into Burning Wish and Rite of Flame. Lotus Petal. Lion's Eye Diamond. Whew, those are some quality cards here. And it looks like CJ just showed a duress perhaps, but I believe with what he had just on board there, that's going to do it. So CJ hanging in there and actually getting it done. Defense Grid and Veil of Summer. Dangerous cards in this matchup. Really coming through for him. All right, so game 2. Spence leading out with a, looks like Misty Rainforest and some fetching going on. Bloodstained Mire for CJ. And a Stifle stopping CJ's first fetch. Not something you expect to see out of SnOko. Typically more in the Delver strategies. Stifle is a very powerful card. Can also stop the trigger from... Oh, yikes. What is happening here? Bunch of Lion's Eye Diamonds played out, but nothing following up. Way scarier than it looked. And now an end-step Brainstorm. Pair of Lion's Eye Diamonds. Can make for some pretty terrifying effects. LED can be difficult to use the mana from your LEDs. Cantrips can actually allow you to get access to your Lion's Eye Diamond mana. It's essentially playing something like a Ponder or Preordain, cracking your LEDs in response, and then drawing the card that you know you're going to draw. For example, keeping an Ad Nauseam on top because of a Brainstorm, and then using those LEDs to actually cast it can be very dangerous. We've got a Carpet of Flowers. And Opposition Agent coming down. Not in response to a search, just getting down there, eliminating future searches, and setting a clock. And so far, that seems to be the most common thing that we've seen out of Opposition Agent, is needing to use the mana during the end step, repeatedly keeping up 3 mana, just too much of an issue. You also don't want to be tapping out during your own end step, which is the most likely scenario for your opponent to be using their fetch lands, for example. Only 1 mana from this Carpet of Flowers currently, despite Spencer having 4 mana. He's got a Karakas and a Forest. That Prismatic Vista could potentially grab a Swamp, looking to restrain CJ's mana to a degree, but I mean, it may not be a worthwhile task. He's got a lot of mana available. Dark Ritual. And out come the markers. Love the casino dice. We have those here right when you walk in. And Burning Wish. No response. Just a Burning Wish. Perhaps getting an Echo? Once the Burning Wish is resolving, it is too late to be sacrificing LEDs. We got Grape Shot. And Grape Shot's going to look to take out this pesky Opposition Agent. Do a little bit of extra damage Spencer's way, perhaps. And that's going to do it. That is going to do it for the turn. Oh, or not. That thought he was passing. We've got a Force of Will stopping this Wishclaw Talisman, and now CJ's Hellbent. The turn is being passed. I guess that sequencing has me slightly confused. I'd have to rewatch that. It would seem like you'd want to cast the Wishclaw Talisman before your Grape Shot. Ooh, and now Leovold. This is going to be a problem. Leovold is a gross magic card to play against when you're playing Tendrils. Now, the best way to kill blue decks generally is going to be your Tendrils of Agony. Trying to win with Empty the Warrens very often leaves you open to board sweepers, mostly board sweepers. Let's go with that. Echoing Truth, stuff like that can be pretty hurtful, bouncing all your goblin tokens. But Leovold is brutal in that when you target them with the Tendrils of Agony, it's going to have a ton of triggers, allowing you to draw a ton of cards. So if you're playing a card like Flusterstorm, there's a super high chance you're going to draw into it after they play their Tendrils of Agony, targeting you with, you know, a storm count of 15 or something. You're going to be able to draw 15 cards, potentially drawing into those Flusterstorms, or at least other cards that can let you try and draw even more. So Leovold is pretty nightmarish with that part of the card. Of course, his main reason the Leovold is in there is to deny the card draw. We just saw Brainstorm being fired off. I suspect CJ maybe... No, he's going to tough it out. He's got another defense grid. Leovold's chipping in there. Unbelievably unlikely that CJ finds a way out of this game. And he does now scoop, preserving enough time for game 3. Yeah, that Leovold interaction with Brainstorm is just backbreaking the first time that you encounter it. It's very often you'll see people just forget about Leovold, just trying to find a way to win with a really bad situation and just forget that particular variable. And when they play a Brainstorm and then have to put 2 cards back from their hand after not drawing any cards, or 1 card, you know, you play it on your opponent's turn. Either way, putting more cards back than you've drawn is not where you want to be. It's a pretty devastating side effect, or main effect, of Leovold. I mean, he is made to destroy cantrips, he's made to protect you and your permanents, he's a beater, he does a lot of things for 3 mana, to the point where he actually sees play in Vintage, and is the center of one of the better Vintage decks. Leovold, Collector Oof. There's a bunch of good green creatures that have been printed. Might have to bring out those Perishes at some point. We've got another fast start here for CJ. This one could be over pretty fast if Spencer hasn't got a counter to stop it. What seems to be incoming, we have Lotus Petal, Chrome Mox, and Lion's Eye Diamond. Cracking LED. YOLO, he is all in. And now Echo of Aeons. So CJ's getting 7 new cards, as is Spencer. However, CJ has on board a Chrome Mox and a Lotus Petal, and he has not made his land drop. This feels a little bit like Vintage, if we're being honest about it. You got some Moxes on board. Already got a storm count of 4. Let's see what he can do with this. Huge head start. He's got a Wooded Foothills, and now Brainstorm. I mean, it is the best combo in the game. Brainstorm plus Fetch Land. We're going to see the 2 worst cards go away and be shuffled thanks to this Wooded Foothills. CJ considering his mana. He does have the Lotus Petal. Likely he doesn't have to play this perfectly if it's not getting out of the first turn, but sometimes you've got to consider how things might go if you do get countered, what lands you're actually going to want. Oh, and a bunch more Lotus Petals. Storm of 7. a defense grid, and this is likely a must counter for Spencer. He does have a Force of Negation, and CJ's got a couple of more mana left to play with. Does he have any follow through? Dark Ritual off of the Lotus Petal. We're in Lethal Storm territory now. And another Dark Ritual. 5 black. Let's see what this last card is. Is it Ad Nauseam? Past in Flames? Past in Flames I don't think would actually get there. I think it would just... Oh, Wishclaw Talisman. Oh, interesting. He's only got 4 total mana. Yikes. Wishclaw getting shipped. I think he only has 3 more mana. Searching his library here. Looks like he's going to be passing with 3 mana. Oh no, just jamming a defense grid. Okay, that does make a lot more sense. So, boy, I don't know how I feel about that. That's very interesting. So, Sylvan Library joining Spencer's side of the board. At some point, if he can untap, have 3 mana open, and just keep that 3 mana open for the rest of the game, that's going to be difficult. You're going to need to get a threat down first. In all likelihood, you will lower the shields just to prevent your opponent from getting like infinite turns. But now Oko shows up. And it looks like he is perhaps making a food. Did he elk the defense grid? No, I guess he... Oh, he elked the Wishclaw. All right. Not interested in utilizing that and letting CJ have another go around with the Monkey's Paw. Abrupt Decay. And Elk getting in there. Defense grid. Not really feeling like enough here. Echoing Truth. I did not catch that interaction. Might have been a little bit of a rules hiccup, as Lion's Eye Diamond temporarily looked like it was being tapped. We have a Grape Shot. Or Burning Wish, I should say. That is Force of Negation. Paying 3. And that's going to be enough for CJ. He is out of resources. And he is scooping it up as that Oko will eventually take it down. He has seen that one play out many times, I'm sure, based off of how he's been playing. And knows when his number is up as SnOko outlasts TES to take it down in 3. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.